Hello and welcome to the first ever ChatG&G. He's Grizz.
And he's Gags.
Welcome.
We are here. Gags, this has taken way too long to set up. But, what do they say? Patience is a virtue, and good things come to those who wait. And we've waited long enough. How the hell are you, pal?
I'm good, man. How are you? Long time coming. We didn't meet eye to, let's be honest, let's be transparent. We didn't meet eye to eye for a long time, but I think there was a lot of, things that just were kind of unsaid, and but we're adults, and
I think we've proved to be adults. Older, white,
and we're old.
Get the old bit in, and grayer, and wiser, unwiser as the case may be.
When you first met me, Grizz, I was all like black beard, mate. Now it's all gone white.
Listen, I'm just the same, and I think I'm a bit older than you as well. But hey, listen,
we'll compare after the show.
I'll tell you what, without giving our ages away, let's see if people can work out through the references we give during the shows.
Yes, we're going to try and do reference to the show of old times,
and then people can work out, the ages. That would be a good, interesting.
That'll be good. Let us know, folks, if you know, when you leave it in the comments. Let us know how old you think we are. Well, we won't tell you though. So anyway, Grizz, really good to have you on. Really good to have you join the family on Anfield Index. And we're going to be doing this every single Thursday, unless something happens and family stuff comes in the way for both of us. But we'll do it every week. We'll rearrange and make another time, and we'll let you know. But 7:30 Thursdays is our time. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's where we're going to be.
Lock that in your diaries. Subscribe, like if you haven't already, guys. There's 14 of you guys here. Thank you very much. And we've got 8 likes. The ratio is quite healthy, Gags. I must say, if we can get that up to sort of amount of people watching and amount of likes, it'll be an amazing start. Just like Liverpool had an amazing start. We
have had an amazing start, although yesterday did kind of take and that's where we're going to start. We're going to start with yesterday, and where it was a roller coaster is the best way to describe that game, is roller coaster. Now, I know you probably covered it elsewhere, but how are you feeling today? We've had nearly, we'd only just kicked off this time yesterday, but nearly 24 hours since the game started. How are you feeling? Immediately the reaction is different. I was really angry yesterday after the game. How are you feeling today? What's your reaction? And I'll give mine.
Oh gosh, I don't want it to be a nodding in agreement, but that's exactly it. I was fuming. I was seething. But I shouldn't have been.
No.
Because give it 25 minutes before that, I was absolutely desperate for a point. Yeah. And then suddenly there we were, was it the 88th minute or 89th minute, where we have all 3, in our hands. And so therefore, and especially the way it happened, Gags, if it was a stunning goal, like the Isak goal, then we could have just sat back and said, damn, what can you do? But the way it happened just adds to the anger, the frustration and all of that. But when you talk about roller coaster, how many memories does it bring back of Liverpool Newcastle games of years gone by? They're absolute roller coasters. Oh,
absolutely.
It's the main man himself, of course, Mr. Cambrange, of course, the main man himself.
Happy birthday for yesterday again to Cambrange, but he's obviously angry with the performances, and I thought the first half was very poor, the poorest we've been under Slot, maybe. But I thought the second half was fantastic from us, apart from the mistakes. There's obviously, you can say Kelleher made a couple for 2 goals. I think that the second, Gordon's goal could have been a save. Really, I would have bet my house on Ali saving that one. And the second and the last one, the equalizer, was Ali would have saved, or done something with it at least.
James, I think he tips over the first one. Yeah. I honestly do.
Oh, even the first. See, this is what Dan Kennett was saying to me. He thought that he was 100% sure that Ali would save it, and I was like, surely not. It's a rocket. And then Brundish told me off, because Brundish goes, well, look at this. I said it was 70 miles an hour and 20 meters or 20 yards, one of the things, whatever it was. So you know what Brundish did? He got a cricket match and he got analysis of a ball coming off a bat, 120 miles an hour, and the seconds of a flying catch. And it was like 20 yards, and the guy caught it, and he's caught a fucking cricket ball. So he goes, I'm sorry, I'm not having the excuse that someone can't do that.
Yeah, look, reading social media posts of people that are more versed at goalkeeping, and sort of balance of a keeper and standing position and sort of all of that technical stuff, there was quite a few people that were saying that he did get caught. You know, his balance was on the wrong foot. But these are the fine margins we're talking about when it comes to the greatest goalkeeper of the Premier League and a brilliant keeper in Kelleher. Did you see the difference? Like Kelleher has been brilliant, but we know after watching yesterday's performance, we now understand why Slot is so adamant when he's asked, have you got a tough decision to make? And he says, no, Alisson is my number one. And, you know,
it's mad.
Unfortunately, it was unfortunately for us.
3-in-1 game, bro. 3-in-1.
I know. That's the worst thing. And you're right about we did play formally because it's very harsh just to pick out Kelleher. I thought 9 out of the 10 or 10 out of the 11 players, I guess. I mean, I don't know what you think, but I think to a man, we were very poor. And it just so happened to be on the same night. And it just so happened to be away from home. And so the crowd, so sometimes if you have a bad game, individuals have a bad game, sometimes the crowd can spur you on enough to overcome that. And unfortunately, we were away from home. They were absolutely up for it. You could see that. I don't know if they do that same routine for every home game. I mean, I don't know if anyone in the chat knows that all that flag and all the shenanigans. Do they do that for every home game? It looked like
every big home game, probably. They seem to just want to save it for like the Arsenals and the Cities, who they've taken points off of as well, I think, this year.
Oh, yeah. City, Arsenal, Chelsea.
But then they've lost to the Palaces or the West Hams, and you know, it's things like that. It's like one of those olden day Liverpools when we were in the 90s and watching Liverpool through the 90s.
There's the first reference, lads.
See, it was very different to watching Liverpool in the 80s, where we would just knock everyone out.
No, you're right. The frustration lies with, I tweeted earlier that the fact that so many had an off night together, you know, that was a frustrating part. Like, you can carry 2 or 3 players if they have an off night, and they're all entitled to have off nights, especially young Gravenberch. It's very important to mention how young he still is.
He looked tired, bro. He looked, you know, last year, the guy hasn't played probably this many minutes in a row since he was at Ajax, you know? Like, I don't think he has. Like, even at Bayern, he was bit part. Liverpool, he's been bit part. So there's going to be, you know, there's going to be that in him now. And he can't even have a rest against Everton because of Maka. So being banned for that game now with the yellow card.
It was so apparent that their midfield had only played, or their team had only played 1 game in that week, whereas we have had 3 intense games in 7 days, or around about 7 days or 6 days even. I'm not sure. But you had the Madrid, the Manchester City. It started before that. Yeah.
So, by the way, Ben just said they do it every game, and it's done by a fan-run organization, does them. So,
interesting.
Newcastle do that every game.
Maybe not with the same intensity and you know.
Well, the players don't. The fans do, but the players don't.
I mean, this is the same. You're spot on. They lost to probably currently the worst team in the Premier League, which is, well, apart from Southampton, which is West Ham. And they lost the previous week 2-0 to West Ham at home. Unbelievable result.
Unreal.
They started house on fire. They gave us what we gave to Man City treatment.
Oh man, I have to say they were impressive pressing us. They were very impressive pressing us. I was like, Jesus, we can't get a minute on, we can't get a second on the ball. People like Jones, who are quite comfortable under pressure on the ball, were struggling yesterday because he loves to dribble around players when they're running at him. So yeah, it was just one of those days, I think. At the end of the day, it was it was one of those days in the first half, because I'm adamant it was a fantastic second half, regardless of what the result ended up being and mistakes we made, we came back from behind twice in the game to take the lead. You know, we always talked about mentality monsters for Klopp. Slott's team is still doing that. Now, in the end, we made a mistake. I don't think that's going to be on the entire team. That's on one player, maybe Trent as well, for leaving shot, you know, on the from the far post, just not marking him. So there's a couple of players that at fault for that. But mate, to come back, and maybe it's the Salah show, and we talk about Mo right now, but I thought we did. The subs came on and just changed it. You know,
I want to ask you, Gags. I agree with you absolutely that the second half, it was day and night in terms of intensity, in terms of passing to bloody fellow players, right? But I don't know about you. I never felt comfortable still. Was that the
no.
first time this season, would you say,
Mm.
that it was very much a Jurgen Klopp style Liverpool that we were watching out there? Because especially the second half, because it became very much a basketball game. And Slot has been very open about he doesn't really enjoy that. Do you put that just down? Do you put that down just to sort of the players being worked overtime, just fatigued, not being able to cover distances that we've been covering in the Madrid and the City game?
I don't know the numbers on the distance covered for this game, and I hope, you know, Brundish or somebody can help us. Maybe if they're watching, it might not be, but it can be the third game. You're right, it can be, because it's the third game in nearly just over a week, or in a week, just 10 days, or fourth game in 10 days. I don't even know. Sunday, Wednesday, Madrid, City, 10 days, 4 games in 10 days. That's a lot. That's a lot. So
look at
you
look at the intensity of the games as well, though.
But you could be right. But we did struggle a little bit against Arsenal away in a hostile atmosphere, right? So the thing I can get from the 2 away draws that we've had so far, and we won every other one, is that they were hostile atmospheres and a lot of energy from the opposition in pressing us, and it doesn't let us to control or settle the game. And what Slot style is pure control, man. It's just we control that game. Even if we're out of possession, we are in control because they're not creating anything. And as soon as we get that chance to break, off we go. And it's happened in so many games. We go and score. So,
but was this the first game? But was this the first game you felt like me that we were out?
Yeah. End to end. Yeah. Klopp. Yeah. This was the first time this season that it felt like the olden days, back to early Klopp era, 2016, 17, when he 15, 16. You know, Norwich type. You know, when things were going nuts, when we won 5-4, you know, things like that. It was just
reminded me of that.
Chaos. Yeah.
It was so close. It was so close to being, and this is the frustrating part. We all remember the Aston Villa away when in the title winning season, right? We were so close to having that emotion and feeling.
It's so amazing you say that. I was on Discord yesterday at halftime saying we've got a chance to make this at Aston Villa, and at 3-2 I was like, "See, I told you," and then fucking we went and fucking fucked us up.
But it can be the difference, you see. And look at the mood swing, and obviously, like you said, 24 hours later, you know,
7 points clear, bro. 7 points clear, and we're acting like we're, you know, something bad's happened.
Look. I tweeted this as well. I understand expectations and opinions are allowed to change, and you can change your expectations as a team, as a fan, when you see brilliance week on week, like we have been seeing. But then you have to give it context. You have to calm down, relax. Calm heads are needed, because we're Liverpool. When on earth have we ever made it easy, apart from the season when we had it won in December? but apart from that, when have we ever made it easy? It's going to be ups and downs, and this is not even a down per se. This is just a difficult. The 2 games away from home that we've dropped points is Arsenal, undoubtedly, probably one of the best teams around right now, and I mean in Europe, right? Especially at their own ground.
Yeah,
and a feverish St. James Park, which caught us at the end of the 4th game of 10 days. They caught us at, just at the end of the cycle of 4 games in 10 days.
Yeah. I mean, this is what Ben just said. I don't know if you missed that comment, but we'll put it on again here. Everton will be the 5th in 13. You know, that's just nuts, man. And you could see something happening in that game as well, but I really hope not. Let's just finish off with Mo Salah, incredible again. Trent as well, incredible when he came on. I wish we'd just finished one of the other chances we had to make it 4, and it wouldn't have. But then we got away with the penalty. I said this yesterday, so we got away with the penalty that they should have got, personally. What are your thoughts on
the Kwanzaa one you're talking about?
Yeah. I think that was. I think that I would have given that one, bud. I would have given that pen. Being very objective, I try and leave the bias on the side.
No, I like that. I like objectivity. Okay, if you was an online on pitch ref, and if I was sat in VAR, I'm just thinking if Gags radioed through to me, now I would be sitting and I would say, Gags, I need you to have a look at that again. I know you've given it, but I need you to have a look at that again. Would you have had another look at it, and would it have changed your mind?
If it was given or not given?
You're saying you would have given it spontaneously.
Yes. So I say, okay, let's do this. I'm the ref. I've given it. It's called up to you and say, yo, Grizz, yo, G, the second G, yo, G.
I'm saying, yo, G back. I need a third G's opinion here.
We'll get Mr. Gibbs on. We'll get any Gibbs on.
I need Mr. Gibbs, Gags, and Grizz. Well, there you go. That's another idea there. Let's Mr. Gibbs, if you're watching, Triple G. There you go. Oh, what a name.
Triple G.
Triple G. Chat Triple G.
That sounds like something else.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But I think I wouldn't have given it, and so therefore, there's always an assistant VAR, isn't there? I want to know what he would or she would say, and then. But if you've given it on the pitch, then I don't think you could reverse it. I'd feel aggrieved, man, if you gave that. If the referee gave that,
I think that's what saved us, that he didn't give it, and then so if I didn't give it, you're not going to give it. Yeah, I think it's just the way they just follow. They kind of trust.
Sure. They go with the online. They try to go with the online decision as much, unless they think it's a blatant error.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know the levels of blatancy in terms of error. What they look at.
And to be honest,
but with regards to your point about the subs, I don't think he's made a set of subs that have worsened us, apart from Nottingham Forest.
Yes, apart from Forest, which didn't work.
That was the only game.
Although, by the way, two more players I want you to just talk about before we move on to Everton. Diaz and Nunez. Diaz hasn't scored in the Premier League since September. Nunez has scored three in 28 games. He's got a goal every 226 minutes or something, or maybe even involvement, something like that. It's crazy numbers. Both looked way off it yesterday. Way off it. Diaz as well. I don't want to just put it on Nunez. What are your thoughts on both of those?
Suddenly, both our smiles have been wiped away from our faces, and we've got stern, serious looks now.
Now I'm going to laugh because
I can't explain to you the frustrations. And I have to admit the anger I felt at Darwin Nunez's whole performance yesterday.
Oh, that miss was excruciating when we need it most.
It's not just a miss. And look, I tweeted, and I'm going to repeat it, but for the content of the show, and first time we've spoken on this topic, so it's only fair I have to repeat myself if people have heard me say about this before. By the way, guys, there's nearly 50 of you guys in here. Thank you very much for joining us, and hope you've subscribed. Please all subscribe. Ali's a very regular on my channel as well. Luke's a very regular on my channel as well, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. We're trying to grow on the YouTube scene, and we can only do it with your help. Absolutely, only can do it with your help. So please like, share, and subscribe. Gags, I've never been a Darwin Nunez fan. From day one, when he was linked with Man United, I was very, very happy. But then, when he was linked with Liverpool, in fact, I was the first one to say that he's our number one target. Everyone was like, "Shh, be quiet," as usual. But he was our number one target before the Champions League final. And I understand all the metrics and the underlying numbers and all the shout out Sam Maguire, who constantly used to tell me, watch him explode and watch him explode, watch him explode. I'm still waiting, Sam. I'm still waiting. For me, we've been blessed, Gags, to have watched some of the most intelligent forwards around. And the last person in his position, last two in his position have been who? Bobby Firmino and Diogo Jota, two of the most highly intellectual football players, footballing intellect. I'm not talking about their grades and their degrees. You know what I mean? God knows what kind of degrees they've got. This guy is such a contrast to them two, Gags. Like, he's got the physical. I watched him the first time live, Villa away, where we I think it was his debut, and he was an absolute menace. To that day, it was Tyrone Mings and Konza, and I turned around. I met Herinda that game. I met Herinda pre-game, so shout out Herinda. I met Herinda at that game, and I turned around and I said, you know what? This guy could be a problem for the Premier League defenders. He didn't give the centre backs an inch or time to rest. He was offside, we know, so many times, but I thought if he gets coached right, we can utilize his powers and make him a force of nature. Gags, 3 years later, honestly, I can't.
Mate, if Klopp can't coach you, Scott can't coach you. Pep Linders couldn't coach him. You know, I'm just saying that, you know, the one that kills me the most, not even the misses, how often he is offside. Like, it just kills me that how many things break down just through that. I mean, Ali's got a. Do you agree with this from Ali? It was a Klopp signing.
Can you imagine him being a data-based signing?
Nope.
I don't see it. I can see him being an emotional. Oh wow, he tore us to shreds at Anfield. He gave us a horrid time. Have a word with Virgil. What do you think? Yeah, he was hard to play against. Or Konate, whoever it was at the time as well. And maybe it was an emotional decision. Like, yeah, that guy looks like my kind of striker. You know, chaos.
Yeah.
Klopp was known for his chaotic heavy metal football. Does Darwin Nunez epitomize Jurgen Klopp number 9? You know,
yeah.
I don't know. We're speculating here, but the way he gave up on him, Gags, I don't know what you think, but near the end of Klopp's tenure, he pretty much had given up on Darwin Nunez. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think, yeah, you're right. I think everybody else was playing it apart from him. But even this season, you can see the new manager just saying,
it's only because of Diogo Jota's injury
that
he's getting this much game time, and even then, he's not being played all the time. He's in and out with Luis Diaz for that central berth. I'm a bit more in favor of Luis Diaz, Gags. I think he has improved his output. We have to remember he's being utilized in 2 positions now. You know, very much like how Sadio was being used in the last season, you know, where he was being often deployed through the center as well. I think you're being harsh on Diaz, but I think I'm absolutely with you on Darwin Nunez. I've never been a Darwin Nunez fan, but I absolutely support him until he wears until he stops wearing the red shirt of Liverpool. My support for him will never waver. But you don't have to be a fan of every player. You don't have to rate every Liverpool player. I've never rated him, Gags. I just don't think he's a.
Well,
I just don't think he's a good football player.
Yeah, let me say it this way. I would love for all of them to be a success, right?
Correct.
Like, that's the Liverpool support part, is that I want, if you say to me, oh, you're hating on him and you just want him to fail, absolutely not.
No.
I'm trying to be an objective person here as a fan to say, not very happy with the way he's playing. I wish him the best. I want him to succeed, but he's just not cutting it. That's Darwin, right? Diaz has been cutting it this season, has been excellent at the start of the season. We're just saying the last few games just doesn't seem to be on it. But you might be right. Switching the positions all the time may not be something that he's used to, may not be something that he likes, but he's got to do the job until Jota gets well. And who knows when the hell that's going to be, because he takes ages. Not his fault.
But Diaz's performance against Man City was sensational. Like,
he worked his ass off. He ran
them ragged. He won the penalty. you know,
Yeah.
and for the first time, Diaz's impact wasn't that impactful of the subs bench yesterday. I agree with you. He didn't make much of an impact. I agree with you. But Trent and Szoboszlai almost changed the game sort of for us. Well, they did change the game for us, but almost won the game for us with that sort of triangle with Szoboszlai, Salah, and Trent. It virtually was unplayable for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, I agree. It was right. You know what? We've covered Newcastle enough. I think we have to look forward, and we have to look ahead to the final, the last ever. This is the first ChatG&G, but this is the last ever Goodison Park Merseyside derby coming up. So yeah, let's talk about that. But what are you thinking? I mean, again, the thing that Ben said earlier about, you know, being the fifth game in, is it fifth or fifth in 13 days? Surely that's going to play a part. Luckily, they're playing their third as well in 7 or 8, which they probably won't be used to, because they're probably playing 1 game a week. But now they've had to play 3 themselves. So I'm hoping that levels it up a little bit, and it's not just us that's feeling the pain. But let's see. What are your thoughts?
You said we have to look forward to Everton Liverpool. I'm not sure if I'm looking forward to it.
You know what I meant. I know you
meant we have to look forward to. We have to start talking about it soon. Even talking about it, and we shouldn't be feeling like this. We shouldn't be talking like this about a team that's just not very good. But how many years have we seen not very good Everton teams come up against very good Liverpool teams and just turn into Atletico Madrid at Goodison Park? Like, that's what they are. They turn into, whoever the manager is turns into Diego Simeone, and all the players turn into Atletico Madrid.
Diego Simeone.
They do. They turn into Atletico Madrid against us, Gags. Yeah. And I don't know. You know, I don't know this version of Slot. So this is intriguing now, because we spoke about Slot tries to take the emotion out of things. It's all about control, not gung-ho, not basketball match. I don't know about you, again, because we haven't spoken about this. For me, last year's Merseyside derby was the most embarrassing derby that I can recall for at least a decade, if not more. I can't remember a more embarrassing derby.
It was so bad that I don't remember it. That's how bad it was.
It was shocking.
Otherwise, they're memorable, right? Otherwise, they're memorable.
It was shocking. We were bullied, outplayed, outthought, everything out. We were out everything. And how often can you say that under Jurgen Klopp's tenure, a team that's under Jurgen Klopp's tenure? I hope to God he turns this into he just takes out their emotion and passion, by picking the right team, and I don't think he's got much option.
No,
to be honest with you,
back in for sure.
I think we can pick our team, and I think we're 99% sure that will be the team.
Well, you can see what he was doing by taking Gomez off. He's trying to save him for the weekend. You've got to manage
their set pieces, their crosses, their energy. It's going to be Newcastle part 2.
Yeah.
It's going to be a replica of the game.
But they're not as talented. They're not as talented. They're nowhere near as talented as some of those.
They haven't got a Bruno Guimaraes or a Tonali in midfield.
No, and they don't have an Isaac. You know, that Isak, however you want to say his name. He just turns into like Thierry Henry against us or something.
Great
you know
shot.
what I mean?
Great
He was just like dribbling the ball in the box, jigging one way or the other, and our defenders were like flying around. This is a great question from Manu here. What's your front 3 for Everton?
I don't think there's
Darwin.
Oh God! Do you know? And his performance in the derby is. I'm getting PTSD, man. Stop it, Gags, man. I can't do this, man. Like, I remember his performance in the derby. It was atrocious. But yeah, no, it's very straightforward, especially with no Chiesa and Jota. Even though Chiesa wouldn't have started or anything anyway. But it's Nunez, it's Diaz, Salah, and Gakpo. It's got to be. But we do need we do need the auxiliary backups to be backing up, because even the forwards do look a bit tired. Even Gakpo, who's had a wonderful, wonderful start to the season, he did look a bit fatigued as well, Gags. It's only the old man. It's only the old man that's going on like a Superman. Like he's carrying us. The old man is Superman. He's carrying us.
He is carrying us.
That was a superhuman effort,
Yesterday was nuts.
It was superhuman.
Yeah, he is superhuman though. Look at him. 32. And he's top scorer in the Premier League now. I think he's going to pass Haaland, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's fucking insane. That's insane. That guy was on 11 goals or 10 goals like 3 games in, Haaland.
But is it worrying that there's so much reliance on him?
No. Someone put it in Discord today. Really good. I think it was Dave D. I'm not sure it was someone. I think it was Dave D. Who said, at the end of the day, every world-class team, every best team will be reliant on one of their world-class players, and at the end of the day, we are reliant on Virg as well. We have been. He's been phenomenal. We've been reliant on Grav and Mac as well this year. Like, it's because they're so solid that we've been able to go and win these tight games. Like, we haven't thrashed anyone really. Like, which game have we won? 5-0? We haven't won anyone. We've not actually thrashed anyone. 3-0 is probably the max, right? Or maybe in the Champions League we won 4-0 Leverkusen, but that's different. In the league, have we thrashed anyone?
No.
They're all tight, but it means that the sum of all parts has to be working, right? And he's been getting clutch goals because that's where he's best and that's what he's there in the team for. But everybody's playing a part. You don't become top of the league just on one player. And I don't give a shit what opposition fans fucking say. It's not just one player that grabs you up and puts you up.
Absolutely. We can talk highly of Virgil, Konate, Gravenberch, Sabozolai, Diaz. So many people have stepped up to the plate this season, but what I meant was like more in terms of yesterday, where, as we spoke earlier, about 8-9 players being below 6, I'd say, in their ratings. He just took the game by the scruff of the neck. And you know what? He done very similar against Southampton away. He done very similar. I was there at the game, and I could physically see him just rev it up 10, 20, 30% and realized, what the hell is going on here? We are winning this game. And he rolled up his sleeves, the proverbial sleeves, and took the game by the scruff of the neck. It's just a shame. It's just a shame. All that endeavor and effort.
You say all that, but the pass from Mac to get him down the right, to cross it in for Jones, the run from Jones to get in the box to score, there's more people involved. Then the next one, Trent's on the pitch. Both goals are created by him. There's good football and he's involved, Mo's involved, but those crosses have to come from the quality of the player that's passing the ball, right? Not just the finishes. The finishes are fantastic.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that, yes, he's in the right place at the right time, because here he's switched on. He is go. He's like the Messi, Ronaldo level player.
The opposite of Nunez. The opposite of Nunez.
Yes. He's switched on. He is in, focused. That is his only mental thing, is I want to win. That's it. He is that. If people don't want to accept it, but it's that Messi, Ronaldo, the only thing we're thinking about in their prime was winning. That's where he's at. He's doing that. He performs that day in, day out. But you do need the cogs in the machine to play the part, and they all did yesterday. That's why I said the second half, I thought it was fantastic. Apart from 2 moments where Kwanzaa, Gomez has to cover Kwanzaa for the Gordon run, and then when Kwanzaa's back in, he turns them both, and no one's covering. And then the shot's rubbish, and it's still not saved by Kelleher. And then the cross, and Kelleher doesn't. Like, those are just individual shitty mistakes, dude, that can be defended, can be worked on. We should have won that game. Full stop. There's no excuse. It should have, but it's our own mistakes costing us. Not, one was a thunder. You don't do nothing against world-class goals as well. Like you said, Ali should have saved it.
They're easy to accept. They're easy to accept.
But the other two weren't easy to accept for me.
No.
So, but I still say he's brilliant. He's the best thing about Liverpool right now, Mo Salah. So don't sign him. It's a fucking travesty. But for him to do what he does, he still needs those players around him to do. Dom made a big difference, I thought, energy-wise, when he came on. Sure. So I think we've got a good team, bro. I honestly do think it's a fucking fantastic team. And I think it's disrespecting him a little bit by saying it's a one-man show.
I totally agree with you. But you mentioned Dom, and I want to get your thoughts. You asked my thoughts on the front three for Saturday. Your midfield three for Saturday.
And it actually comes up with Abdullah's here. Would you like to see Endo start with Jones and Dom in midfield to get some rotation in? Elliot's needs too. No, mate. No, I wouldn't want to see Endo in the derby. He's too slow. He probably won't be able to handle the how frenetic it's going to be. So my midfield three in the derby has to be the three that finish the game. It's got to be Jones, Grav, and Dom. And to be honest, they're all big boys, and they're all fast boys, and maybe a couple of them will have to get subbed during the game, because I think Dom didn't start for a reason, because Dom's definitely playing 90 now. Curtis could probably get through 90 because he didn't start the game before, so he can play the 90 here, and they all get rested for Girona. I don't give a shit who we play against Girona.
That's where Endo comes in.
And Grav can get swapped out at 60 for Endo. I don't mind, as long as we've got a good lead, if that makes sense, to get Grav that rest. But they have to start. They are the three that need to start, and I think they're the three that can make the big difference. And also, to be honest, I love having three players like that in the middle that are full of energy, full of big lads, pacey lads, very skillful boys as well. Like, they don't mind putting a challenge in, but they don't mind turning it on with the turns and there's flicks, and it's exciting. It's an exciting midfield at the moment, but they've got a bit of everything.
It is an exciting midfield. But it's still a young midfield. I mean, look at the three players that we've mentioned. They're all under 25. Very young players, very skillful players, all still learning their trade, slightly different positions, slightly different roles. And talking of which, would you just set up in a Gravenberch at the base with Jones and Szoboszlai, one as an 8 and almost one as a 10? Or would you ask one of them to drop deeper? Because Curtis Jones finished the game.
I might just ask Curtis and Grav to double pivot it. I would see how the first 5-10 minutes go and see what our Everton and their stadium's like and what the game's like, and pivot it. And that's the word, pivot the midfield, but pivot the formation in terms of, hey, go with the 1-2 or the 2-1, but it just depends on what happens, if that makes sense, during the game. If it feels like we've got a lot of joy, we've got a lot of control, we're keeping the ball better than them, then just have the single. But if it's a game where we're not retaining possession again and we're not doing well first half, then I'd go with the double pivot. That's what I would do. It's not the best double pivot that you could go for without Mac, but
100%. We have to start better. We have to. We cannot have the Merseyside derby and that crowd to be given any form of encouragement.
I think Curtis being in midfield is going to be good for the derby as well, because obviously local boy, and
he was atrocious last season. He's got a point to be being a local boy, and being embarrassed like he would have been, and all the banter and stick that he would have got from his friends and family, like the Everton side of things. He has got a point to prove for me.
So I actually hope maybe he starts further up. Maybe you drop Dom back with the energy and let Curtis start further up. You know why though? Because Curtis will go for it up top. And
leave Szoboszlai there. He's a Terminator. Leave the Terminator. He is our Terminator. Leave the Terminator. Let him terminate.
The good thing is options. Literally, they can swap the two however he wants, and that's the great thing, I mean, Nigel's coming here and just come in and started smashing Nunez for some reason.
I think he's probably catching up with the. Oh, he is. Probably watching it from the start. He's
absolutely nailing Nunez here.
Nigel. We moved on from.
When he gets to this part, he's gonna be like, "Oh, hello, guys."
Oh, damn! I must look like a Wally there talking about Nunez. But no, you're good, Nigel. You're good.
Poor, yeah, nice. Thank you for joining us, Nigel. No, poor Nunez is probably getting a slap at the moment, but what can we do?
Is there anything that we can do in defense apart from the go again?
We're absolutely stuck. We're stuck, man. We are. This is why I was so pissed off in the summer, Grizz. And I know people hate talking about transfers and summer windows, but this is why I was like, we needed a fullback. We needed a centre back. Like, just get two players in that. Just two. Two
Not
is
even
all we need.
two. But not even two. Because look, let's be honest. The caliber of fullbacks that we've got, I don't think anyone has in Europe. When you're saying Tsimikas, Robertson, Bradley, Trent, that is as good. And then you've got Gomez as the auxiliary cover from both sides. I think that five is the best in Europe. There is no one with depth like that. But it's the centre back that was the crucial part for me.
Yeah, and that's why. What do you make of Kwanzaa? Not having the best of times. I mean, I don't think he's having the best of times on and off the pitch. I think the off the pitch stuff can affect the on the pitch stuff. You know, doing all the stuff that he's doing on his social media and reaching out to the women. I think.
Oh yeah, he's young. Come on, it's just because he's got cool. It ain't look like they say,
bro. Boys are gonna be boys.
Cool.
Bro, boys are gonna be boys. But when you get shamed for it, it affects you here. Like he's a human being.
But it gives you a chance to focus and zone in. Maybe he needed that bad publicity to fix that side of his life, personal life, whatever, and focus on the football. I don't think he had a bad game. I don't know. Come on, Tom. I'm sure you've.
I'm sure you were a dirty burger.
Yeah, exactly. Let's not go there. Yeah, I thought that was an Arne Slot mistake.
Yes, I'm not sure why, and it's a good point from Tom. Why he's going with him at right back when Gomez is the perfect person to spot in there?
It's the understanding he didn't want to change the understanding and the relationship of Gomez in the past, and obviously recently with Virgil. That's the only thing I can think of. That's the only thing I can think of.
But it's just he's not a right back. He's trying to run forward and make. I just don't see it, Grizz. And I think the quicker Bradley's back. Do we actually know? Nobody knows how long Bradley's out for.
January.
Oh my God, that's a joke. And then Ibu's the same, right? Feb.
No, January, not Feb.
January. It's gonna be tough.
And Tsimikas. All of them are scheduled.
Even Tsimikas.
Yeah, that was the shock. And Tsimikas was in training or something. Not at least, but sort of we saw Konate and we saw the Bradley injury. Tsimikas just out of the blue with a protective boot, and then next thing we're hearing is 4 to 5 weeks.
Well, it's worse then. It's worse than I thought because the Robert has no cover.
We've only got 5 fit. We've only got 5 fit defenders for the next month, the most intense month.
Luckily,
now I wanted to ask.
Luckily, let me. Luckily, we got Girona, which I don't even give a shit if we pass whatever happens. And then
I hope Scott shares mine and your. I agree with you.
And then the second, Southampton away, Carabao the week after. I don't give a shit either.
Gags, I agree with you.
Okay.
I don't think Slot will agree with us.
But this is my fear. I will lose my mind if the manager we replace Klopp with is going to make the same fucking mistakes.
This is my fear. I agree with you. Girona, Elliott, Morton, Chiesa, Ignoni, all of them. Now, what I wanted to ask, and maybe someone in the chat will know or can do a quick search on Google or somewhere. I wonder if we have an option to recall Beck.
I don't know if we do, but I love it if we do.
And we also got I was on the preseason tour out in the US, and there was a right back, Stephenson, who was mightily impressive, and he's gone out on loan and has been absolutely ripping it up as well. I just wonder if we can recall.
Maybe in Jan, but not now. That's the problem.
Jan.
Maybe in Jan. I'm not sure. I mean, no one's actually been able to answer it in the chat, but
I don't know if it will be out there in public for public information. But Beck is absolutely for me such a talented. I know we've got the returning. I forgot his name. Fullback who's fit now and playing in the reserves. Isaac Mbaya, that's the one. Yeah, but he's way behind.
No, but bro, you know what? The chances that you got the Girona and the
Southampton
and the Carabao games to do this. Like honestly, they're just free shots. We've won 5 in a row. I don't give a shit about 6 in a row in the Champions League. we're going to qualify. We're guaranteed to qualify for the next round, right? And we can win the one against Lille next.
But in terms of, doesn't it like winning the group? Does it like how does it work in the next stage?
Top 8. I think it's the top 8 are guaranteed into the knockouts. Like the other knockout, they don't go the qualifying round, the playoffs.
So it's not first place, 7th, or second place, 4th. It doesn't work like that. I don't know.
I don't know. I need to swat up on the Champions League rules.
Because if it's just, I was going to say, if it's just the top 8 go through, then it doesn't matter where you finish. But I have a feeling the higher up you finish, the lower the seeded or the lower place team you play.
So Ali, your boy, is saying it's just top 8 guys.
Ali's not the most reliable to believe in.
Ali, what's he doing to you, Ali? What the flip, man?
Ali has a tendency to type different things on different streams. So yeah, let's just say that first 8 go through without playing playoffs.
That's it. That's all it is. So you just get guaranteed into the knockouts, like a proper knockouts, the second round.
Numero uno, I agree with you, but what I was asking was, once you go through, does the order where you finish have any?
No, because you're not going to play those guys. You don't play those 8. You avoid them. You're going to play the people that come in from the playoffs, right? That's what you'll play.
Then absolutely change the whole 11.
Yeah, yes. Absolutely. And Tom's got another good point.
That's the case.
And this is what FSG will be all about.
Oh.
Ali's getting you back, dude. Don't diss my knowledge.
Someone's got to cover the contract wages. I guess they're going to try to get 1.5 million per game, you know. Well, they're businessmen. So I guess it's that. But now I'm with you. Change the whole 11. Change the whole 11.
I just can't. Look, dude. I know somebody said to me on Twitter, I can't remember who it was. He goes, I'm supporting Liverpool all wrong. Like the nerve of telling me how to support the club that I've supported for nearly 40 years. Actually, coming up to 40 years, right? And oh my God, am I giving my aid away?
Another reference.
So he said you're supporting them all wrong when you're saying don't try and win the Carabao Cup. This club is made to win trophies, mate. This club is made to win the fucking league trophy. That's what this club is made for. That's what I grew up watching us win. I watched us win the league trophy every single year, or it felt like every single year. And then we didn't for fucking 25, 30 years. So I know what that pain feels like. I don't want to be waiting another 20, 30 years like Arsenal have been waiting. Sorry to say that, Arsenal fans. I know you're not watching anyway, but still.
We're not sorry.
The point is, we have a chance, the best chance possible to win this league, right? In 5 since we last won it. And you're telling me you want to fucking prioritize Southampton away in the Carabao shitty fucking cup that we've won twice in 3 years anyway. Why the fuck would you want to do that? We've been there, done it. We've got the T-shirts. We've won the FA Cup multiple times. We've done it all. We don't need to do that. We need to focus on 2 things. 1, winning the league. 2, getting as far as possible in the Champions League. And if we get to the semis, then winning the fucking bastard. That is what we should be doing. Right? That's the focus. I just can't understand fans who want to win a Carabao Cup. I don't.
I'm with you. The position we find ourselves in, and not only that, Gags, I think the key part is the position we find ourselves in, mixed or leveled up with the injury situation we find ourselves in, means we have to prioritize. We have to.
We do.
I told you, ignore him. He gets a bit too carried away sometimes. Yeah. He's going to get carried away, young Ali. But do you get what I mean?
To be honest, I love the banter.
The fact that we're in this situation, the fact that we've got such key 4 or 5 injuries means we have to prioritize.
I hope he's thinking that way because, come on, man. No, losing your backup, both fullbacks, and your main first starting centre-back. Surely that's just... Yeah, that's got to take a manager out of their comfort zone and say, okay, I need to make something. I need to look for my breaks. Like if I was managing, right, Grizz, if it was me managing right now, I'd be looking for how do I protect the first 11? How do I protect my first 11? What's the best chances to do that? Yes, I want to win every game. But okay, Girona seems like a good chance to play a lot of the people aren't playing, the Elliots, the Endos, the Chiesas. Get them all in, get everybody in. I don't care. Get some of the youngsters in at the back. Get Kwanzaa playing with a few other guys. But Virg should not be playing. Trent should not be playing. Robbo should not be playing.
No chance.
Right? Same thing in the Carabao. None of those boys. Mo should not be playing. No. Darwin should play both of those games.
Carabao, maybe 2 or 3, maybe. I'm just saying. Look, I tell you why. I agree with you. But my God, have we had some amazing memories in the Carabao.
No, we have, man. I don't doubt
it's
it.
It's just amazing.
Like, it's been
We're
great.
in the semi-finals, man. We're in the semi-finals if we beat Southampton, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Dude, but don't stop it. Stop selling me the dream. I don't want the fucking fixture chaos in January either. It's still bad. It's 2 games. And the FA Cup and the Champions League in January now as well.
FA Cup, Accrington Stanley. So that's another.
Yeah, that's another. We don't have to do that one.
Yeah, so right. Girona, Accrington Stanley, Southampton. I'm just saying, just 2, 3.
That's going to be your thing now, isn't it? Southampton.
Just 2, 3 players, please, Maya. Please, I want to taste Wembley again. I need Slot to taste Wembley again very early in his career.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I would much rather. Where are we playing the Champions League final? Where is it? I'd much rather he takes that in his first year.
Of course.
So, if you ask
me, before all that,
Everton.
Talk to me.
We have gone on a fucking tangent here.
Well, it is what it is. Are you confident?
Yeah, always. You have to believe that they're going to win, and you have to believe that the team's talented enough to win. I think it'll be a tight game. I would love for us to smash them in their last Merseyside derby at the wooden.
Lose their heads, players sent off.
Yeah. Get them down to 9 men and just fucking 10-0. Like, break the record. The first ever 10-0 in the Premier League was the last game at Goodison Park. Yeah. That's Mo scored 9, broke a record. Something stupid, just like fucking crazy shit going on. That's what I want in this. Like, if you ask me, that's the dream. To be honest, sometimes when I dream, it comes true. I dreamt before the 5-0 at Old Trafford a few years back. I woke up going, holy shit, it's like 6-0 or something. Like, I woke up, I was like, Jesus, that would be good. And then all of a sudden, the next day, we won 5-0. So I need to dream a 10-0 or 11-0 against Everton. So
on a personal level, do you mind dreaming that I become a millionaire very soon?
Like, mate, that one never happens. That never happens. That never happens.
That actually won't ever happen as well. So yeah, that's never happen. Yeah, so that's fair enough. But no, I get what you're saying. The confidence level should be there. We shouldn't have any lack of confidence because of this result against Newcastle. The performance has to improve. The performance was dire in the first half, but excellent in the second half. And we need to start like that. And if we do get an early goal, I do think we'll be able to control the rest of proceedings.
Exactly. And
we need to score the first goal.
Yeah, I mean, that's always the case. We shouldn't concede first ever. I hate it. With last season just left me wounded with how much we were just going behind at the start. But SR's got a good point. We have to be careful about their players. But to be honest, you can't go into games thinking that, because then players are going to be pussyfooting around and not going and challenging and stuff. You've got to play the derby as it is, and hopefully come out unscathed.
By the way, the referee from last night, every week I think that's the worst.
Can't get worse.
Every week I think can't get worse, and it gets worse.
It does.
He was atrocious and openly and visibly worse. Like, he was doing it. It's like every challenge was a yellow card. Trent's first challenge, McAllister's first challenge, Gravenberch's first challenge, everyone's first challenge, Nunez's first sign of petulance or answering back. None of their players got a yellow card until the 93rd minute when the game was over, and he thought, I can give you a yellow card now.
Yeah.
And Joe Linton was playing rugby on that pitch, and nothing happened to him.
I said this last night.
Everton's going to be similar. The referee, do we know who the referee is, guys? Let us know if you know who the referee is.
I'm sure we can find out.
I mean, we need a strong referee. If there is any strong referees left out there, is there any strong referees out there? That's a different question altogether.
But I don't think there is. I think it's Michael Oliver.
God, he's gone down in my estimation, but I usually think he's the best English referee. Honestly.
He's still probably, you know, when I see that name, I feel a little bit more confident. You know what I mean?
I do, Gags, I do. Honestly, I do. I know he's got a bad rep now.
Yeah.
But I still think he's one of the best.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's better than having the other idiots. I mean,
100%.
the stuff with the stuff with Kutti. I call him Kutti. I don't call him cute. I call him Kutti. The stuff with Kutti is just nuts.
Reasons to call him to Kutti. Yeah, absolutely. But this guy had a look on his face, disdain, like every time any Liverpool. We just haven't got the dark arts.
No, he kept saying, "I'm the referee." I kept seeing him mouth, "I'm the referee. I'm the referee." It's like, yeah, we know you're the ref, but you're shit.
Be fair, man. Like, I know you're a referee, but you're not refereeing.
No.
You know, you're the 13th man. They had 11 players. 12th was the crowd, and 13 was the bloody referee. They had 13. We done well to draw with 13 men.
Although he didn't give him the pen, we'll still stick with that. The objectiveness has to come out, Grizz, somewhere. So you're gonna hate me. You're gonna hate me on this show. I'm not gonna be too biased.
No, I will
hate on people, but I won't be too biased.
No, I get it. I do get it. Actually, you're right.
So anyway, I think yeah, we didn't preview it too much, but we think let's give a quick score prediction for the Merseyside derby.
The usual, any win possible. You know, the usual. You know, when on Twitter when people say just win.
Yeah.
At FC. It's just one of those ones. Just get 3 points.
I don't want like us conceding 2 or 3 goals again.
And then we have a whole week off. This is the last game of that. I can't remember the gentleman that told us the 5 games, 13 games, five games in 13 days. This is the end of that mad, hectic run where we now, after God willing, have a 3 points on Saturday. We can have a whole week off, and then we go again. So give me a 2-1 or 2-0 even. 2-0 would be enough.
Look at that.
2-0 to us.
There you go. I would take a 1-0 to be honest. I just want to win, and it'll be edgy. It'll be the heart rate will be going, but hey, maybe that's good for us. We don't mind. But I just, like you said, take the win and move on. I'll take a 1-0 penalty win. But if you ask me what I want a 10. I want a 10-0, and it's never going to happen. But yeah, one day it'll happen, Grizz.
Can you dream it, please? Can you have an early night on Friday, right? A very early night Friday, right? Loads of food in the daytime, so your belly's really full, right? I don't know if you're a lassi man or a jar man.
No, I'm not a lassi man.
Jar, are you jar man? Are you gonna have jar not coffee then?
Yes, no.
Go on, what are you, man?
I'm a Diet Coke or Pepsi Max man.
Right, can you have a Pepsi Max after loads of food so your belly's full? Early Friday night, no watching Netflix or anything else. Have an early night because that will mean you have a dream. I often find if you have an early night, loads of food in the belly, have a dream and dream that we win 5 goals plus. And you never know. You never know.
That's it. Before we go, Grizz, I want to say massive thanks for joining. Well, this is your show as well, so it's ChatG&G, but thanks for coming to Anfield Index, and this was a really fun chat, and I hope we can bring this energy every single week for you guys that are watching. Thank you to 646 of you that are watching over all platforms right now on a non-match day, which is fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, we'll keep plugging away. We'll keep doing stuff. I do want to plug a few things. So yeah, ChatG&G will be every single week on a Thursday at 7:30.
Guys, we will endeavor. Look, our aim is to just give not too serious talk. Do you know what I mean? And look, some of you may have been despondent about yesterday's result, especially after leading. But, we'd like to think we're going to do shows where it's 24 hours if we've played, or 48 hours if it's a Tuesday that we played. And then a bit of a preview to the weekend's events. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys have enjoyed our first show. Me and Gags got together only a couple of weeks ago, and we thought, look, what an example we could hopefully show that when you have 2 human beings that are willing to talk to and communicate with each other, you can get together, speak about football, speak about your love, and forget any misdemeanors or misunderstandings in the past. And we'd like to think that, you know, it's an example to many of you who have sort of personal issues with others on the, you know, it's always good to talk. Always. Communication is the key in this world. And I think there's a lack of it. So
And
hope you guys have enjoyed ChatG&G. Yeah. And if there is over 600 of you guys watching on all platforms, we'd really love it if you'd come over to the YouTube channel. It takes 1 second to subscribe, literally one click of a button and another click of a button to like, and it would help us so much with the algorithms. And we'll make sure, win, lose, draw, rain or shine, we'll be here for you guys.
There will be. And man, you said big up as well to Grizz there. So thank you, Grizz, for that. I do want to plug a few more things. Anfield Index Pro, Big Six as well. Go and check them out. Come and check out Anfield Index Pro as well. We have released a Anfield Index coloring book. If you can go on Amazon and support that. If you've got any little Bambino Reds that would need a Christmas present. I think I've messed up my background with that one, but hey, that's what happens when you put on something green. Yeah, but yeah, make sure you go and check that out. Anfield Index Pro is anfieldindex.com/join. Discord, come and join us in Discord, anfieldindex.com/Discord. Loads of things going on. And then obviously YouTube /@Anfield Index TV, I believe. So come and like, subscribe if you're on Twitter over there. And also maybe click the notification button, because you know how much content we are pumping out right now on YouTube is insane. Like, we have gone for it. We've really gone for it. We haven't done it. We've been around for 13 years now, and we haven't gone YouTube, and we've decided to go YouTube. And Grizz has come along and said, Gags, I want to be part of this. I'm going to help you guys out. Thank you very much, Grizz. And here he is. But there's not just this show. There's loads.
Oh, so many.
You know, come and check us out. We won't disappoint you. If you actually want to listen to everything we've got, podcast, this will be released as a podcast as well. So podcast, Anfield Index Pro is pumping out, I don't know, 70 odd shows a month, something like that. So plus the YouTube, there is, someone said to me today on Twitter, I think it was Gordy Mendy, who came on and said, Gags, I listen to hours and hours and hours of Anfield Index daily. I don't know what I could do without this. So there's loads of content for you.
Anfield Index right now is the Dominic Szoboszlai work rate levels, the equivalent of Dominic Szoboszlai work rate levels. So guys, like, share, subscribe, and support. For sure. Thank you so much, everybody. And we will be back next week, hopefully talking another 2 wins. So from Grizz and from Gags,
we'll see you next week.